Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back, everyone. My name is Al, and I am a grateful recovering alcoholic and addict. Here we are again. You know, we just went through the last 12 steps over the last couple of weeks. It's been a lot of fun. We know the seriousness of trying to get on that road to recovery. It's one thing to get there, but it's another thing to stay there. And that's what Step Sunday is all about. Now, before we go into step one, what we're going to do is give you a recap of all 12 steps. What I like to call them is a short step to the steps. Okay? Let's look at this real closely. The 12 steps. The first one, I cannot. Step 2, God can. Step 3, let God. Step 4, look within. Step 5, admit wrongs. Step 6, be willing to change. Step 7, seek God's help. Step 8, become willing. Step 9, make amends. Step 10, daily inventory. Step 11, pray and meditate. And step 12, give it away. So, that's just a short step to all 12 steps. It's not a substitute. You do have to go through all the steps to work the steps. And I hope that you're working this step with a sponsor. I sure hope that you're using the big book. And most of all, I sure hope that you're going to meetings. That's the only way we're going to stay on that road to recovery, to stay sober. So put the work in and you're going to see the results. And I want to thank each of you that has taken this ride with us over these last couple of months, watching these videos, making comments, just being involved, because we know this is a group effort and we need all the help we can as recovering alcoholics and addicts. Now that we just gave you a short overview of those 12 steps, now it's time for the real work. Let me share a good experience with you with this before we go into step one. You know what happened to me when I first came into recovery? This is real funny because, I had went through all 12 of the steps. And the first thing I did, I say this, I'm like, wow, I'm done now. I did all 12 steps. I can just walk away and not do any more steps. And my sponsor looked at me and he gave me a look. I'm like, why are you looking at me like that? And he said to me this right here. He say, Al, C, no, you're not done. Let's go to step one. And I'm like, really? Why do we have to do them when we've already done all 12 steps? I didn't get the point, but now I do have the point. The point is, when you do all 12 steps, you have to go back and start all over again. Let's start with the first one. Step one, we admitted we were powerless over alcohol and drugs and our life has become unmanageable. What does that mean? Well, for me, first of all, I needed to admit that I had a problem. Now, it's one thing admitting that you have a problem. Now, this is where the action comes in at. Now, what are you going to do about it? So now you have to accept that you have the problem. Now that you admitted it, you got to accept it. Now you got to do some work. Okay? Now, the work that I did was once I came to an understanding that I had a problem, I wound up getting some help. I went to a treatment center. I stayed there for 28 days. I left the treatment center and I went into a sober house and I stayed there for 2.5 years. That's putting in work. Okay? Now, the unmanageable part of it, well, I love this part here because I think with me trying to manage my life has always got me in trouble. So what I've done is I've surrendered and I've asked my higher power to help me manage my life. And believe me, my life has been a lot better than compared to old Al C managing his life. So, now that's step one, and every Sunday is step Sunday. So we will be moving on to step two next time. So the next time we get together, you know it, have peace in your life, stay sober, like, comment, subscribe, and share. Thank you.